continue to have it that way, someday, one day, these things will have to stop.
Honorable AJAYI, having interviewed a handful of senators, they claim, oh, if they don't do this, I mean, they won't return to the Senate. And I could remember that Kawu Sumaila of Kano South, Central Kawu, said each senator receives 21 million naira monthly as administrative expenses. Yeah, they have offices, they have aides that work with them. That yes, this money is meant to pay their aides, pay their offices, and at times to just like my colleague established, people come to them. At times these demands may be frivolous, but they claim they have to do this. If they don't, they will return.
Then, well, first of all, I think we have to change our orientation as a people. The electorate also have to change their own orientation. Because even from the campaign time, you start hearing, I'll provide you a legislator to be, or someone, a candidate for a legislative office. He's asking you, I will build bridges, construct road, provide this, provide that. I mean, that is what our people want to hear. And you are campaigning for, and somebody is saying that our transformer is this, is that, and then because you want them to elect you, you now have to make a promise that give me 2 months after settling down, I am going to do this, and then you now want to honor, your words. The point I'm making is that when people continue to go to the legislators for one favor or the other, demanding for things that ordinarily are not within the purview, of the legislators, then we begin to have this kind of situation. Then it will not be a situation in which, okay, once I get there, then let me calculate by 30 million naira per month and see how much I'm going to return to my constituents. These are the situations on ground.
But will people ever stop demanding?
Yes, it is when they go to legislator A and that one is telling you that, look, there is nothing hidden about it. This is what I have. This is my pay package. I have to pay the legislative aides who I have employed. Of course, that contributed to the employment rate in Nigeria. Then these are things meant for running of my office, and as a human being, I don't have to be a senator or rep before I assist you. So this is the little I can do to assist you. Not that you will now say, because I am representing your constituent, then I must. If you have to pay everybody in that constituency, everybody that actually needs those, making that request, then there's no way you can survive, even with 30 million or 40 million or 50 million naira in a month. But if we don't change our orientation, we'll continue to see what we are seeing. So we have to appeal to our people to understand the fact that somebody is going there to legislate. This man is going there to execute, assisting people to execute government projects. In other words, if you have been appointed a minister, a commissioner, and all that, you don't expect too much. Once they know that Nigeria will keep on demanding, then there's every opportunity for them to amass or enrich themselves. So the starting point is the people themselves. If you keep going to them to make demands, then there's already a mindset that, okay, once you are there, you are investing money. That's another thing. 60% of Nigerians believe that once you go into public office, you have gone there to go and invest your money. So what they are demanding from you is their own share of what you have acquired, illegally, by means of enriching yourself improperly. So they want to get their own share. So the moment you are campaigning, they already have their mindset that just drop something, because I know that you are going there, and since once you go there, the tendency for me to see you is low. Then drop it, then I will vote for you, and that's all. And then we continue in the same circle. So until we have a situation where they lay their card on the table, as I said, and they know, Nigerians know what they are taking home, they will see reduction in this kind of ridiculous demands from our electorates. So that demand also contributes to their lack of openness. Because the moment they open it up to you, you now know that, oh, it is no longer 21 million. So it's already 50-something million per month. So they will now sit down and start calculating. Since when, even if it's coming to the senatorial district every month, could we have spent 30 million naira every month? So this man too, let's go and make our bogus demand. And then when they are going there, it is not the best person that we are electing. We are electing the best person who can invest.
All right. I'll stay on you, Honorable Ajayi. There are some allowances that we got to know that they said they collect a wardrobe allowance, hardship allowance, constituency allowance. Now that's where I want to go to. Let me just read those other ones. Duty tour, ESTA code, severance gratuity. Now, we know that legislators don't do projects. It is the executive that go about doing projects. Legislators do its oversight and lawmaking. Now, this constituency allowance has been there since 1999. And some people have queried this nomenclature, constituency allowance. Number one, is it constitutional? Then number two, if we are going to reduce, as some people are calling for, the amount of money that National Assembly members are collecting, what is the legal platform, legal path to follow to reduce their cost of governance, as they call it?
Okay, let me start with this constituency allowance. For me, I believe that constituency allowance is actually not meant for, executing projects. I mean, I don't believe it's meant for executing projects. I would rather say maybe in this era of, what do they do now?
Empowerment.
Empowerment, that's the word. I believe that can be. But to now say that constituency allowances is meant for projects like road constructions, building clinic or hospitals, primary health centers and what have you, I don't see I can't read between the lines. And that is why some continue to say that, look, this issue of constituency allowance, there have always been a dispute between the executive and the legislature at the state levels, states across that. I can tell you for free that so many state assemblies are not having this money because the chief executive of respective state keep on asking questions whether it is these legislators that will now embark on projects. But the moment you see members of the National Assembly, embarking on these projects, then the states, the legislator at the state level will keep on hammering for this. And what is more, what they do now is to put it in the budget for the year. So once they put it in the budget, it's already been in the budget. You cannot say they are spending outside the budget. But the thing is, whether or not that is even right, for me, it is the executive that will execute project. The word executive, execute all the programs of the government. And then when you get any allowance of this nature, you will better use another word, or call it, still use the word constituency allowance. That is, go out there, empower people that are in their need. Then maybe you gather some tailors together and see who have not been able to buy a sewing machine. Then you look at somebody selling soft drink. Then you are giving such a person, in view of what we have now in Nigeria, lack of electricity. You now say, okay, this is the generator. Then you look at a young person who has been roaming about the street and say, oh, come and take this marua. To that extent, empowerment, yes, I agree. But to now expect the legislator to do this, fix this road, fix this and that, confronting them with that, yet it seems they are supposed to, legislators are supposed to be the mouthpiece. Continue to emphasize it, ensure that it's form part of the budget of the year. The road linking so place to so place in my constituency or in my senatorial district, I ensure that it is part of the budget of the year. And then you start moving as the legislator to ensure that that is carried out. I think Nigerians people are too comfortable. They are so used to, okay, once we let him come and pay us back, either by way of road project or whatever, just come and pay us back. So until we begin to do the needful, ensuring that the properties are being done, and enlighten our people that this is the limit of the powers and authority of legislator. We cannot go to this, we cannot go to that. We can continue to be the mouthpiece, as I've said, continue to emphasize it to the government of the day that these are what we require in our constituency or senatorial district. That is the level, and ensure that they are part of the laws that can advance this country. I do not think that all these allowances being paid is not an encouragement, it's not coming as an encouragement to the people to get ready for next election. Once you tell them that it has not been approved, so be it. And they come to you, the same thing, you show them the pay package, they go to him, you show them the pay package. Even if they don't re-elect me, they know that the next person coming is not ready to do what they are asking for. Then we begin to have some senses.
All right, Mr. Abala, this bicameral system of government has been heavily criticized by some people because, yeah, we copied it from the United States, but it's been said that it's too expensive. Now, we can't blame it on a certain political party because as it is now, almost all the, at least minimum of 4 frontline political parties are enjoying this. How do we, your own opinion first of all, do you buy the idea of this bicameral system?
I have nothing against the bicameral system.
How can we make it effective?
Now, you see, you said we copied it from the US. When we want to copy, there is nothing bad in copying a system or copying what somebody else does. But you have to look at the uniqueness, you compare the uniqueness of the environment you are bringing that thing into. The US, as we speak, still runs that bicameral legislative arrangement. And they are not complaining that it is too expensive. Now, what are they doing right that we have refused to copy? We copied the system, but we did not copy the operation of that system. So it's not the system that is the problem. It is the way we operate that system. For goodness sake, Nigeria is not the only country that runs democracy. Nigeria is not the only country that runs bicameral arrangement. Nigeria is not the only country that we have federalism in place. But then, the book definition of true federalism, the book definition of democracy, the book definition of bicameral legislative arrangements, are we following those tenets? That is where I want us to look at. There is no crime in copying anything. Now, when we bring these arrangements to our own country, and we now say that for every legislator, this is the amount you earn. Like Barrister has said, the idea of constituency allowance. What does this constituency allowance what does it take care of? You have not told us. It is at the discretion of each and every member of the National Assembly to now say, I have gotten my own share of the constituency allowance. I can do whatsoever I like with it. And the idea of even the idea of constituency allowance and palliatives, that is what is in vogue now, is because for me, or from my own opinion, I think our politicians deliberately impoverished the people. For instance, when you are going out for a campaign and you expect people to come to the campaign ground, if every Nigerian, okay, don't let me say every Nigerian, if 80% of Nigerians are well employed, either self-employed or government employed or company employed, whichever, if everybody is well employed, you are not likely going to see the crowd that will be go and dance at campaign grounds. But these politicians, they need that crowd. So people that have no job are good tools for them to make use of when they want to campaign, when they want to do all these things. But then provide jobs for our youth. Let our women in the market have what they are supposed to have. These idle hands, let's take care of these idle hands. Our students, put in place a very good educational arrangement that will make them employable after graduating. And when they are available for employment, make these employments to be available. Then you will see that a lot of them will not have the time to go and be dancing at campaign grounds. And a lot of them will not rely on palliatives. A lot of them will not rely on what you want to buy for them. You want to buy sewing machines for them. A lot of them will not rely on generator because the power is there. The power arrangement in the country is there, it's superb, and everybody can do what they are supposed to do. So we have to go back and, like I said earlier, we call you the leaders. We expect you to show us the way. You lead and we follow. But because they have led us to an arrangement where every one of us will wait for palliative, even people that are iteto in the mid-class level before now, they are no longer there. They are expecting palliatives as well. They are waiting for this empowerment as well. So it means that something is wrong somewhere. We have to bridge that gap. What does these people need for them to be taken off the streets? What does these people need for them not to continue to come and knock on our doors to ask for palliatives, to ask for our allowances to be shared for them? Give them what they are supposed to have. And even you yourself, you have the justification to tell them that, oh, I have provided this, the government has provided this. You are not working. Why are you not working? There is job for you to do. There is this for you to do. But then because they enjoy what they do, and they take that credit for saying, I am the one that empowered him. That is why we are here.
We are eating the home stretch already. Honorable AJAYI, so who will effect these changes? Because RAMFAC would always defend the senators. They will come up with their own plan saying, oh, this is how much we pay them. They will even break down the allowances, while the senator will say, but this is how much I receive, including the call for a change to unicameral legislature that has been on for some time now, because it doesn't the lawmakers will make laws that will not favor them. So they will make laws that will perhaps enrich them, favor them, and all of that. But is there any avenue, to correct all these abnormalities?
See, let us reduce cost of governance, be it unicameral or bicameral legislature. Let's reduce the cost of governance in the three or in the main two arms of government. Because the other arms, there is nothing controversial about the other arms. They are more or less like each and every one of us. They go cap in hand. But for the legislature and the executive, let us find a way of reducing the cost of governance. As we are talking about legislature. We are not putting our searchlight on the executive. The rise in cost of governance in Nigeria is not coming from the legislature, but breaking it down into individuals. That's why we begin to raise concerns. How can one human being be going home with 30 million naira in this hard time economy? We are not looking at what is going into the executive. And then we are not even putting a searchlight on the kind of request that is coming from Nigerians. Let me use the word Nigerians. So, you have said it, let's make things available. and then we begin to tell people who are always willing to come and beg to say, go and do the job that is already available. When they say employment, it is not about everybody going to government for employment. Make the environment conducive for somebody who is coming out of school and have it. The other time I saw one young lady or girl, she said he came out of the university and is running a suya sport. Every time I want to stop and encourage the lady, not for the fact that I want to buy, but to just to do a kind of encouragement that if you as a graduate, and then next you can think of is suya sport, because he has discovered that around here there is no suya sport, and he's trying, she's trying to put it in such a way that let them know that this one is coming from a graduate who went to school, even if he's going to make use of the malams of this world. The point I'm making is that if we don't reduce cost of governance at all levels, then we continue to have the same problem. Whether we choose unicameral or we choose bicameral legislature, find a way of reducing the cost of governance. Let the National Assembly make the books open. Let the RANFAC come out to say this is what we recommend. Then you see that, because the RANFAC has the right to ensure compliance. They have the right to ensure compliance. So if you come out to tell us that, okay, what we do is basic, and we encourage them to feed this subject to availability of food, then we know what to do. Nigerians, there are other organizations who are ready to go to court to seek determination whether what is going on is right or wrong. So we must find a way of reducing cost of governance in this country. Otherwise, we are sitting on cake. I don't want to comment further, because what we witnessed recently is a signal to all of us that we are sitting right on cake of petrol, not powder down this one.
All right, I want to say a big thank you to our guests in the House, Honorable AJAYI, former House of Assembly member in Ogun State and also a constitutional lawyer. Thank you so much for coming and doing justice to this topic.
It's been my pleasure.
Mr. Abeokuta is a friend of the House, and we are used to having you, but we can't take you for granted. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and thank you too for being there since we started, from Morning Flakes now to the discussion segment, where we have to draw the curtain. We have to go now. Tomorrow is Tuesday, or Tonjo, the Yoruba version of New Dawn, comes to your viewing pleasure. And on Wednesday, we have some other team to present to you what you love to know, you watch best on Ogtv, New Dawn. I want to say a big thank you, Moses.
Yeah, do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.